We're going to learn to hold our instrument to pluck the strings or to play pizzicato. So with violin and viola first, we're going to put our left hand on the bout like this and hold it this way. And flip it this way, hold it up nice and high and bring it down in from above and get your chin on there. Now we want 50% chin and 50% cheek. Okay, 50% of each. We do not want to go straight down on the chin like this. This is really bad. We also don't want your head tilted too far this way, all cheek. So you want to get some of the bottom of your chin and some of your cheek on and get a nice little bit of head angle, and we can hold it this way without our hands. But for now, we're going to keep our left hand on it. Now we're going to bring our right hand up in the shape of an L. The thumb is going to go on the corner here of the fingerboard. Okay, and we'll bring this finger over here to pluck. Now before we pluck though, we want to get the elbow up a little bit and rotate the hand so we're using the side of our finger. We do not want the elbow down and pluck with the tip of the finger or the fingernail. So get the elbows up, rotate, so we're using the side or corner of the finger here, and there we go, like that. See how that looks? Now one more thing, we also want to reach away from the bridge a little bit because we get a better sound if we reach away from the bridge instead of plucking close to the bridge. It also helps us use this side of our finger. So reach away, side of the finger, and there we go, like so. Before we can hold the cello properly, we have to get the end pin adjusted to the right length, okay? And it should be adjusted so that when you put it on the floor, that your knee is at the top of the lower bout, right here. So your knee fits right there to help hold and stabilize the cello, okay? So I've got my end pin the right length. Sit down with my knees apart and bring it in. It should be touching your chest, your sternum right here, okay? Notice now if the end pin's the right length also that this lowest tuning peg right here is right near my ear, and it should be just behind my ear like this. And notice we don't want the cello like this. We want the tuning pegs to come behind you. So it's at an angle so that the tuning pegs come behind your ear. So I've got my knees touching, got my chest touching, and my head's not touching. Now with the bass, we have the same issue. Before we can hold the bass properly, we've got to get the end pin out to the right length. And on the bass, the right length for the end pin is to have it so that when you're standing next to the bass, that your top knuckles here are even with the bridge. You want your left leg to make contact with the bass here. So my left leg's going to be slightly bent, just a little bit bent, and it's going to touch the bass right down here. And then I'm going to bring the side of the bass into the side of my body like this. So they should be touching right here. Okay. From this angle, you see where we're at here. So your knee touches the bass and your side touches the bass, and you want to put the bass where it's not going to fall backwards. See, if I let go here, it falls backward, that's the wrong direction. You want to lean it a little bit so that if you let go totally, and if it starts to fall, it will fall forward. Okay, that's the direction you want it to go. And that way, when your bow or your hand is holding it to pluck, the bass is already pushing forward a little bit. Now, if you're using a stool to play bass, then that works out really great too. Your right foot is going to be on the floor. Your left foot is going to come up onto the part of the stool where your foot can rest. It makes it easier to hold the bass right there with your left leg, just like when you're standing. And the bass will still touch you right here. You still reach everything. When I'm sitting on this stool, I've got to make my end pin a little shorter here. So I've made the end pin shorter now on this bass to match the stool. So again, my knuckles, when they fall down and rest, they're even with the bridge here. Okay, which you can't see, but they are. So my right foot's flat on the floor, left foot's up on the stool, bent, and I can hold it very comfortably here. And again, try to get slightly forward leaning on the bass so that you've got lots of weight to use with your bow and your plucking hand. Now to play pizzicato on the bass or cello, we're also going to touch our thumb to the fingerboard, but we're going to touch on the side of the fingerboard. We're going to come down a little bit below where the fingerboard connects to the neck of the instrument, down to about here. Okay. The thumb should be pointed slightly downward. Okay, don't want the thumb straight, slightly downward, so we can also use the side of our finger to pluck.